Hey guys, wanna know how to create an ultimate cheese sandwich from the SIMS series with hot melted cheese and tasty crust on the bread? Then keep watching, cause today on Stan's table we're making perfect grilled cheese sandwich. And not just one, we're making it 3 different ways. We will begin with the most classical recipe ever. For that, we're taking low moisture mozzarella and some young mild cheddar. Mozzarella will help to make the perfect stretch. As a matter of fact, it's the #1 stretching cheese in the world. It also melts really well, just make sure you take the low moisture one. Why not fresh mozzarella, you may ask? Because when heated, the water evaporates and may settle as a soupy or puddle presence in the food. While it may work on the Neapolitan-style pizza, it doesn't work on a heated sandwich. Young cheddar, in turn, will give our sandwich smooth and creamy taste and melts good as well. It also adds fancy orange tint to the color. I'm using around 150 grams of each cheese, but don't give exact measurements as it really depends on how you want your sandwich to be. Seriously, customize it your own way, just like your ride.
Nice!
Now to the second most important ingredient, bread. We're using fresh toast bread, white and soft, and butter both pieces from one side. Frozen butter will likely tear the gentle bread flesh, so it's easier to melt it and use a brush. This way, the bread will absorb the butter and get a tasty crust. Put the pan on a medium-high heat, place a generous knob of butter, and while it's melting we can mix together shredded cheeses in a large bowl. Place one piece of bread in the pan, butter side down, and spread our cheeses over the top. The more, the better. You know how they say it, you can't spoil a sandwich with cheese. Or is it you can't spoil porridge with butter? Anyway, place the second piece of the bread on the top, butter side up, cover with a lid and leave for 2 to 3 minutes. By the way, have you noticed cheese that fell on the sides? It will melt and grill into the most delicious pieces. After 3 minutes, turn our sandwich using a spatula. Be careful not to break it up, cover with the lid and leave for 2 minutes more. Take the sandwich from the pan, cut diagonally from a corner to corner, and if you want a perfect stretch, leave it for a minute or so. Cheeses will mix again. And yeah baby, that's what I'm talking about, hot stretching cheese. For the second sandwich, we're taking another piece of low moisture mozzarella, just a different brand, and some aged cheddar. This one is semi-mature, around 6 months old, and has a sharp and hazelnutty taste. Just the one I need for a more complex flavor. By the way, it's a common practice combining 2 types of cheeses where one will have a good melt and stretch, mozzarella in our case, and the other will bring interesting and rich flavor, aged cheddar for example. We're also using another type of bread. Instead of mass-produced toast bread, we're taking one from a local bakery. It is a sourdough bread with both whole wheat and rye flour that has a more rustic taste. But we're not done yet. We're using mayo instead of butter to spread outside of our sandwich with it. Mayo is more convenient, you don't need to melt it, and it offers a rich and slightly tangy flavor along with a delicious crust. Put the pan on a medium-high heat, add a good knob of butter, and yes, we're frying mayo bread on butter, nothing wrong with that. Mix both cheeses in a bowl, place one piece of bread in the pan, mayo side down, and top with as much cheese as you want. Remember that any extra cheese falling from the sides will result in a tasty fried cheese layer. And top the cheese pyramid with another piece of bread, mayo side up. As you can see, I totally forgot about it, and cheese happily stuck to the bread, so I had to turn it upside down and clean a little bit.
Genius, genius!
Don't be a silly cook like me, always place the top piece with butter side up. Press a little bit and cover with the lid. Fry for 2 to 3 minutes, check that the bottom is nicely colored, turn over, and fry for 2 or 3 minutes more. Bring to the table, cut in half. It's so damn hot I can't even spread it apart and got my fingers burned a little bit. That's what happens when you're too impatient waiting for your grilled cheese sandwich. Second attempt, and we're good. Now, we don't have such a stretch this time, that's because we were using another type of mozzarella and a much more rich cheddar. But the taste is great and mayo adds a nice tangy flavor. If you want only bread and cheese flavor, just go with the classical butter spread. What can take cheese sandwich to the next level? Some ham, of course. So we're doing a French sandwich called Croque Madame, one of my favorite breakfasts by the way. And as we are making it fancy, there is no use in holding yourself, so we're gonna use some Emmental cheese, a perfect combination of stretch and taste, and Gruyere, one of my favorite cheeses out there with creamy and nutty taste. God, I love Gruyere, I can eat it literally for days. You might notice we left some Emmental, that's because we need to slice it as well. The shredded part will go on the top, while slices will be between bread pieces, so all in all we need less shredded cheese, around 100 grams of each. Oh yes, speaking of bread, we will take another loaf from the local bakery that was made on rye sourdough and a mixture of 2 flours, just like with the previous sandwich. It also has a wider and bigger shape, which will be useful for our Croque Madame. We don't want it to be modest. Time to assemble our ultimate grilled cheese sandwich. But before anything else, we cut a medium circle in one of the pieces, trying to leave the crust untouched. Why do we need it? You'll find out soon. Butter both pieces from one side. You may use the melt and brush method, it will work here nicely, but as this is a more firm bread and my butter is at room temperature, I will spread it like that. Now turn the bread upside down, place sliced Emmental cheese on both pieces, don't be afraid to cover the hole, it's okay, and top with some ham, prosciutto or bacon. I'm using brisket ham as it's tender and very delicious. Fold the pieces together, making sure the hole is on the top, and set aside, because now we need to prepare a French roux cheese sauce, or bechamel with cheese. For that, we're taking a medium-sized saucepan, placing it on medium heat and putting a knob of butter, roughly 30 grams. Wait while it's completely melted and add 30 grams of all-purpose flour, stirring furiously all the time with a whisk or a spatula. Don't let it burn and make sure there are no lumps. By the way, you can remember this ratio of butter and flour, 1 to 1. Really easy. Now we start adding 200 milliliters of milk, whisking constantly. The milk should be room temperature, it's important for a good mixing. If the mixture seems too liquid, don't worry, the flour will thicken it while it's being cooked, you will notice it. And another reason not to worry is that we're adding our shredded cheeses to the mixture, both Emmental and Gruyere. Drop a handful inside, mix, drop a handful more, and repeat unless you're out of the cheese. Don't forget to whisk, did I notice whisking? Just don't let it burn. Set aside and we're ready to continue with the sandwich. Frying time! Pan, medium heat, knob of butter, you know the drill. As the sandwich is already assembled, we just put it inside with the whole side down. Don't cover with the lid, by the way. Cook for 2 to 3 minutes until the bottom is golden brown, and turn over for another 2 to 3 minutes. You may notice that the cheese isn't melted, but that's okay, as we've got a trick up our sleeve. When browned evenly, take the sandwich to the table and spread the cheese sauce mixture over the top and sides as well. We're trying to leave the whole untouched, as we've got big plans for it. Damn, that sounded terrible. Put our grand sandwich under a broiler. If you don't have one, turn the upper heat in your oven to 400 Fahrenheit degrees and place the sandwich beneath it, just like I did. I also put a baking stone underneath, so the bottom part won't burn. Wait for cheese and sauce to bubble and brown a little bit, it might take from 10 to 20 minutes, which really depends on your oven. And we're ready for the final touch. Crack open an egg, separate the yolk and gently put it inside the hole. Aha! Told you we've got big plans, and carefully back in the oven it goes for 10 minutes more or until the egg is cooked. It may look greasy and bubbling, but damn, that's the point of it. The dirtier it looks, the tastier it is. And we're ready. Cut in half, wait for it to cool down just a little bit, cut a piece, and embrace the gorgeous messy food. Croque Madame, cheesy, tasty and very hot. My favorite. So, which variation did you like more? The first, second or the third? Tell us in the comments and don't forget to share your favorite recipe of grilled cheese sandwiches. Good luck and have food!